Now here's the thing that's very fascinating about this story right here. The eagle and the lion are two of my favorite animals. Somebody say why? Because they're the king of their space. When I tell you I like to do the best and be the best, they're the king of their space. Now the lion is not the toughest, the biggest, or even the strongest, but yeah, he's the king of his space. So here's something that I learned about the eagle, right? So the eagle has a 70-year lifespan. Eagle has a 70-year lifespan. But what happens at about age of 40, the eagles start to look like this. So he goes or she goes from soaring, success, purpose, clouds, everything y'all said, to, man, what in the world is going on with me right now? That's life. That's life. That's choices. That's everything that we don't want. And that's what the eagle look like. So when the eagle hits 70, in order to hit 70, he has a big decision that he got to make. We're talking about obstacles, because in every opportunity there's an obstacle, and in every obstacle there's an opportunity. So when she hits about 40, she got a major decision to make, because his lifespan is 70 years, but I'm only 40 right now, and I look like that. But in order for me to live out the remaining years of my life to go back to that, there's a choice that I got to make that's going to hurt me. It's going to separate me from people that I want to be around. But it's going to do some things for me that I can live out the rest of my life, so I can go back to success. I can go back to freedom. I can go back to the cloud. I can go back to all that stuff. But it's a choice that I got to make. And it's a hard choice to make. So when the eagle says, you know what, my life ain't over. I'm 40 years old, and I know my lifespan is 70 years. So I got to make a hard choice. So I'm going to make this choice. So what the eagle does, when the eagle decides, you know what, I want to live out the remaining years of my life, the eagle separates himself from everything and everybody around itself. It finds a mountain, and it goes way up to the top of that mountain by itself, and it secludes itself, and it goes through this process for 150 days, y'all. It's a grueling process. Somebody say grueling. It's painful. But somebody say there's purpose in the pain. There's purpose in the pain. It's painful. He goes through this process for 150 days. So the claws that eagle had, right? The claws that eagle had, because it has to eat. That's how it grabs its prey, right? So it begins to wither out. He can't grab nothing no more. She can't grab nothing no more. So on this mountain, I got to make a decision to go through this powerful transformation. I got to make the choice to make a change, right? So in order to do that, I'm doing. So it plucks the claws out. Painful. Anybody ever had the hangnail? That don't hurt, right? So imagine your nails have gotten to the point that where they are no use, and you just got to pluck your total nail off. So it does that, y'all. And then what happens is those claws, they begin to grow back brand new. Brand new. It takes that beak that looks so good in this picture right here, but it's looking like that right now. If you look at it, you can see it ain't as sharp and curvy as it's different. So it's all worn out. So what it does, it takes its beak and it beats it on the side of a mountain, because it ain't no good no more. It's worn out. This process takes 150 days, y'all, but it's a choice to go through the pain to get to the purpose. So if you don't feel like doing that test, I know y'all got some tests coming up. You got to prepare for that test. It's painful, but it's purpose behind the pain. Because in order to pass that test, you got to make sure that you have the knowledge of what you're learning. So that's how you learn. If I don't pass the test, then I mean there's a disconnect somewhere. So if I'm trying to be the best I can be, then I got to do the best on this test, which means I got to prepare properly. So which means I can't go to the party. I can't go to the Airbnb because I got to go study. That's that painful part. I got to disconnect. Everybody at the Airbnb balling out. But I got this big test I got to study for, because guess what? 5 years from now, that party ain't going to put no money in my pocket. And we say we want to be successful, but that's the decision that you got to make, just like this eagle is, to separate yourself just for a season, just to get to where you're trying to be, because everybody else can't do what you do, and you need it. But you got to perfect your gift. It just don't happen. I don't care how talented you are. At the end of the day, you still got to train, right? So it takes the beak. Guess what happened? Beats the beak off at the side of the mountain. Next thing you know, the beak start growing back stronger. It's strong. It's good now. So now those pretty feathers flying, success.